Before this video even begins, let me speak directly to the heart of the title. If you clicked on this, it wasn't curiosity, it was spirit. It was something deep inside you whispering, "This message is for me." Because when God releases a warning tied to a child, heaven is trying to prevent a tragedy before it forms. Stay, don't rush. What you hear today may be the very thing that saves your son's life. My child, before anything else, breathe slowly and stay with me. Because right now, this moment is not an accident. You did not stumble onto this message out of boredom or coincidence. Something higher, something sacred, placed this word directly in your path. The title alone pulled you because heaven is urgently trying to reach you. And I need you to listen with your spirit, not just your ears. The atmosphere around you is shifting as you read this. You may even feel a tingling, a tightening in your chest, or a strange heaviness in the air. That isn't fear. That is the spiritual realm trying to get your attention. Heaven is whispering, urgently, insistently, and the whisper carries your son's name. This is not an ordinary warning. It is not a message meant for thousands. It is targeted, precise, divinely timed. Right now, I see movement in the unseen realm. I hear the echo of something serious, something that touches your son's life directly. A warning cry has risen in the heavens, and Archangel Michael himself is leaning forward with urgency. Something dark has been forming, something threatening, like a shadow creeping closer than it should. But listen carefully. This is not a prophecy of doom. This is a lifeline from heaven. This message is not meant to scare you. It is meant to empower you. It is meant to wake up your authority, because the truth is shocking but simple. Your son's destiny is under attack, but you have the power to stop everything that was meant to harm him. Stay with me. Don't scroll. Don't dismiss this. Your spirit is already reacting because it recognizes truth. In the spirit, I see a single candle, your son's candle. The flame is small, trembling, flickering as if caught in an unseen wind. This flame represents his life, his destiny, his purpose, and right now it is fighting to stay alive. But here is the part heaven wants you to hear. You are the one chosen to protect that flame. There is a reason you feel so deeply for your child. There is a reason your spirit becomes restless when he is hurting. There is a reason you sense things about him long before he says a word. You are not just his parent. You are his spiritual guardian, the one heaven personally entrusted with his destiny. And that is why this message found you. Your son, yes, your son, has been carrying a burden that no one around him sees. He may smile, he may joke, he may pretend to be strong, but inside, his spirit has been wrestling with unseen confusion, heaviness, darkness, or pressure he cannot explain. God saw it, heaven heard it, and now heaven is alerting you, because you are the one capable of standing between him and whatever has been threatening his future. I see trembling hands, not yours but his, hands that are tired, hands that have been holding in pain far longer than you knew. But hear me. As the attack rises, so does heaven's intervention. Archangel Michael, the warrior of the heavens, the defender of divine purpose, is standing beside your son as I speak. He sees what has been plotted. He sees the spiritual traps, the jealousy, the curses, the generational shadows trying to end your son's story prematurely. But Michael also sees what rests inside you, a level of faith, a strength, a spiritual authority you may not even realize you carry. Heaven did not send this message to frighten you. Heaven sent it to activate what is inside you, because what is coming can still be stopped. The tragedy forming in the darkness can be reversed. The plan written against your son can be erased. The death that tried to approach can be turned into victory through your intervention. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel the air settle. Do you sense the stillness, the warmth? That is not imagination. That is the presence of Archangel Michael standing near you as this word goes forth. And he is saying, you have been chosen. You have the authority. You can stop what was meant to harm your son. This is why you must not click away. You must not ignore the stirring in your spirit. Heaven never delivers a warning without delivering a solution. And the solution is you, your faith, your prayer, your voice, your authority as a parent. One moment of belief can shift the entire battlefield in your son's favor. Stay, read, listen. Because this first part is only the beginning. Your son's miracle is unfolding as you step deeper into this message. Now that you've continued into this message, I need you to recognize the significance of your decision to stay. People who are not spiritually sensitive would have scrolled away by now. People who are not chosen for this assignment would have dismissed this as coincidence. But you didn't. You remained here because your spirit knows this is bigger than emotions, bigger than fear, bigger than curiosity. Your presence here reveals that heaven has chosen you to stand in the middle of a battle that your son does not even know he is fighting. And that battle is real, intense, and happening right now in the unseen realm. There is something about your son that has attracted both heaven's protection and the enemy's rage. Children like him, children who carry deep calling, children who carry spiritual sensitivity, children marked with purpose, are often attacked long before they discover who they are meant to be. Your son has been walking with a silent weight, a heaviness he doesn't always talk about. Sometimes he seems fine, sometimes he looks strong, sometimes he hides behind laughter or distraction, but inside he has been wrestling with things he cannot fully express. He has moments where he feels lost, moments where he feels alone, moments where he carries confusion, anxiety, or unexplained fear. Those moments are not random. They are signs of a spiritual battle taking place around him. It is not his fault. It is not your fault. It is the enemy reacting to who he will become. Hell does not attack the ordinary. Hell attacks the chosen. And your son is deeply, profoundly chosen. His future holds power. His voice carries influence. His life is meant to shine in a way that disrupts darkness. And because of that, the enemy has tried to surround him with shadows, trying to drain his light before it grows into its full strength. But what the enemy didn't count on was you. Heaven placed you as the guardian of his destiny, the one who senses danger before it arrives, the one who feels spiritual shifts even when no one else does. That sensitivity you carry is not a burden. It is your gift, your weapon, your assignment. It is the reason you are reading this right now. As I look into the spiritual realm surrounding your son, I see movements that explain so much. I see words spoken against him, words of jealousy, negativity, or resentment, words people didn't think mattered, but in the spiritual world, they formed small traps around him. I see generational struggles that tried to repeat themselves through him. I see emotional snares, mental burdens, moments where darkness tried to whisper lies into his thoughts. I see sudden pressures, unexpected frustrations, waves of sadness or isolation that hit him out of nowhere. These weren't coincidences. They were attempts to derail him before he steps into the purpose heaven designed for him. But heaven has not been silent. While the enemy has been plotting, Archangel Michael has been fighting. Michael is the defender of destinies, the warrior of heaven who stands on behalf of those marked with purpose. And right now, he is standing beside your son. I see him holding a sword of light, blocking attacks that never reached your son's physical world, but were launched against his spirit. I see him breaking chains, pushing back shadows, tearing down the dark assignments written against your son's name. I see him shielding your son from spiritual traps that would have led to destructive choices, harmful influences, or dangerous paths. Michael has been working, but heaven needs you to rise fully into your role for what comes next. Every parent can love, But very few parents carry the spiritual authority you carry. That authority is why the enemy is afraid of you. That authority is why your presence here is dangerous to darkness. Heaven is revealing the enemy's plan, because the moment a parent with faith becomes aware, the battle changes completely. A praying parent can reverse what hell has planned. A believing parent can shut doors the enemy thought he had access to. A spiritually awakened parent can cover their child in a way that no spirit of destruction can penetrate. That is why this message is coming to you now. This is your moment to step into the fullness of your assignment. You have no idea how powerful you truly are. Your voice carries weight. Your prayers carry authority. Your presence disrupts darkness. The enemy tried to weaken your son, but heaven chose to strengthen you instead. Everything you will hear next, everything you will be instructed to do, will shift the entire outcome of the battle around your son. The threat that was forming in the unseen realm is not final. Heaven has not allowed it. The very fact that you are being awakened right now is proof that the enemy has already begun to lose control. Your awareness is the turning point. Your belief is the weapon. Your spiritual alignment is the doorway for a miracle. Stay with me. Do not move. Do not lose focus. Because the next part of this message will empower you to dismantle what has been planned against your son and replace it with life, protection, and divine covering. You are not reading this by chance. You are reading this because heaven is positioning you for victory. As we move deeper into this message, I need you to understand something very important. Heaven is not only revealing the battle, heaven is now placing the weapon in your hands. What was hidden is being exposed. What was planned in darkness is being brought into the light. And the moment something is exposed, it begins to lose its power. This is why the atmosphere around you may feel different right now. You may feel heaviness lifting, your breath slowing, your heart opening, or tears rising. That is the spiritual shift taking place as heaven prepares you for what comes next. Your son is not simply facing emotional struggles or random difficulties. He has been standing in the path of generational forces that were assigned long before he was even born. These forces tried to repeat old patterns: pain, confusion, rebellion, fear, or self-destruction, cycles that may have touched others in the family before him. But heaven has decided that these patterns end with you. What touched previous generations will not touch your son. What harmed others will not harm him. What destroyed someone else's path will not destroy his. You are the one chosen to break what has followed your family line. You are the one heaven trusts to bring an end to what the enemy hoped would continue. And that is why your spirit has been stirred so intensely, because you can feel the shift even before seeing it. Right now, in the unseen realm, I see something powerful. I see a dark hand reaching for your son's story, trying to close the book early, trying to stamp an ending that heaven did not write. But suddenly, a radiant hand, glowing with divine light, slams down on that book and forces it back open. The dark hand recoils, powerless to stop the light, and that glowing hand, it represents your authority, strengthened by heaven, empowered by your faith, activated by your obedience. You are not just witnessing this battle, you are participating in it. Your spiritual presence alone has already pushed back forces that were counting on your silence. This is the moment where you step fully into your role. You are not a spectator, you are the intercessor, the shield bearer, the protector appointed by heaven. You have been sensing things about your son long before anything was said aloud. You've noticed changes in his mood, the heaviness in his eyes, the sudden irritability, the quietness, the confusion, or the emotional distance. You saw it, and your spirit reacted immediately. That reaction was not worry, it was discernment. Your spirit recognized the signs before your mind understood them. You were being called, quietly and urgently, into a position of spiritual warfare. Listen carefully. Nothing happening around your son is bigger than the authority you carry. No curse is stronger than your prayer. No shadow is deeper than your light. No assignment of death can stand in the presence of a parent who knows their power, and you are that parent. Heaven is not asking you to be perfect. Heaven is asking you to be present. Heaven is asking you to speak, to believe, to declare, to stand, because once you do, everything the enemy planned begins to collapse. I see your son walking through a spiritual fog, disoriented, unsupported, vulnerable to influences that do not come from God. But as you rise in authority, that fog begins to clear. I see angels stepping into position around him. I see Archangel Michael lifting his sword and striking the ground, creating a shield of fire around your son's life. I see spiritual traps breaking before your son even reaches them. The path that was once dark is beginning to glow with divine light. And this is happening because you are stepping into your calling as his protector. This is not only about shielding him, this is about rewriting the storyline that darkness tried to draft. There were forces that attempted to derail him mentally and emotionally, forces that tried to drain his strength, forces that tried to steal his peace. But now those same forces are being scattered. In the spiritual world, I see chains falling off. I see whispers of fear turning into silence. I see curses dissolving into nothing. And with every moment you continue reading, your authority grows stronger. The enemy hoped you would be too distracted, too tired, or too discouraged to see the truth. But heaven is proving the enemy wrong. You are here, you are alert, you are rising. Your son's destiny is being pulled back into alignment. The darkness that tried to pull him off course is losing its grip. Heaven is reclaiming him, and now your voice becomes the final piece. Every word you speak carries spiritual weight. Every declaration you release becomes a sword. Every prayer you lift becomes a shield. You may not realize it, but your voice is feared in hell. When you speak with faith, angels move. When you declare protection, demons flee. When you call your son's name before God, the entire atmosphere shifts in his favor. Imagine him standing at a crossroad, one path leading to destruction, one leading to destiny. The enemy tried to pull him toward the wrong road with lies, confusion, and emotional weight. But right now, as you are being spiritually awakened, Archangel Michael is standing between your son and the forces that sought to claim him. The enemy's pull is losing power. Your son is turning toward the path of life. Your obedience is pulling him toward safety. Your faith is rewriting his future as I speak. This is not just deliverance. This is transformation, and it begins with your next step. As we come into the final part of this message, I want you to understand that everything you have read so far has been building toward this moment. Heaven has been guiding you step by step, revealing what was hidden, awakening what was dormant, and strengthening what was already inside you. Now the atmosphere around you is shifting once again. You may feel your chest getting warm, your eyes becoming emotional, your spirit becoming alert. That is because heaven is preparing to seal what darkness tried to undo. This is the moment where your authority becomes unstoppable. This is the moment where what the enemy planned collapses completely. This is the moment where your son's life becomes covered in a way that cannot be shaken. Right now, in the unseen realm, a great spiritual battle is reaching its turning point. I see angels standing beside your son, strong, vigilant, fully armed with heavenly light. These are not ordinary angels. These are the ones assigned to children with destiny. Their armor glows like fire. Their swords pierce through darkness. Their presence alone terrifies every evil assignment that once tried to follow your son. I see Archangel Michael leading them. His sword is raised. His stance is firm. His voice thunders with authority as he declares that every plan of destruction written against your son is now cancelled. And in that declaration, I see contracts of darkness turning into ash. I see curses collapsing like weak walls. I see shadows scattering like dust in the wind. Heaven is not just stopping an attack. Heaven is rewriting the entire future that darkness attempted to manipulate. What was meant to break your son will now become the very testimony that strengthens him. What was meant to steal his peace will become the reason he stands with courage. What was meant to end his story early will become the evidence that God protected him when no one else knew how close danger truly was. You will look back on this moment and say, "This was the night everything changed. This was the night my son's life was secured." You have no idea how powerful your role has been in all of this. Your presence, your heart, your willingness to listen, these became spiritual shields. In heaven's eyes, you are more than a parent. You are a guardian of destiny, a breaker of curses, a spiritual warrior dressed in love. You carry authority that angels respond to. You carry sensitivity that darkness fears. The enemy hoped you would ignore the signs. The enemy hoped you would drown in fear or distraction. The enemy hoped your spirit would stay asleep. But you awakened, you listened, you stood, and because of that, everything changes today. I see your son now, his spirit being lifted, his mind being restored, his heart being strengthened. I see the confusion clearing from his thoughts. I see the heaviness lifting off his shoulders. I see the light returning to his eyes. The sorrow, the darkness, the danger, everything that once tried to cling to him has been pushed back by the authority you stepped into. Angels are surrounding him like a wall of fire. Every step he takes from this moment forward will be guarded. Every path he walks will be covered. Every breath he takes will be protected. He is no longer vulnerable. He is no longer unshielded. Heaven has wrapped itself around him. Now I want you to do something sacred. Stretch your hand forward. Not to me, not to the screen, but symbolically toward your son. Whether he is near you, far away, asleep or unaware, this moment transcends physical distance. When you stretch your hand, heaven acknowledges your position as the protector. And now speak these words slowly, with authority, with confidence, with belief. By the authority given to me by heaven, I command every plan of death, destruction, and despair to break now. I call life into my son. I call light into his path. I call angels to surround him on every side. From this day forward, he is untouchable, unbreakable, unstoppable. No shadow will claim him. No curse will bind him. No enemy will reach him. He will live, and he will fulfill everything heaven wrote about him. Whisper Amen, not as a routine word, but as a seal, a spiritual stamp that confirms what heaven has already released. Now breathe. Let the peace settle over you. Let it sink deep into your heart. Heaven never sends peace to a battlefield that is still raging. Peace is only sent after victory, and the peace you feel right now is the sign. You have done what heaven asked. You have stepped into the gap. You have stood in your authority. You have rewritten the ending that darkness tried to impose. Your son's story is no longer shaped by fear. It is shaped by divine intervention. His future is no longer vulnerable, it is wrapped in glory. His steps are no longer uncertain, they are guided. His destiny is no longer threatened. It is secured by the hand of God and guarded by the sword of Michael. Tonight marks the beginning of restoration. A new chapter has opened, a chapter filled with peace, clarity, strength, and divine protection. Your home will feel lighter. Your spirit will feel calmer. Your son will begin to show signs of transformation. His laughter will return. His energy will rise. His focus will sharpen. The light that once flickered will now burn brighter than ever. And as heaven looks at you, it whispers one final truth. You have saved your child's life, and the miracle you will witness soon will confirm everything you felt tonight.